Let's talk about bills of interest, particularly for this group that passed. The Chick-fil-A bill. So we all know what that's about in San Antonio, right? So San Antonio had Chick-fil-A's bid back up for the airport. They didn't renew it. Some of the reasons were because Chick-fil-A is not open on a Sunday. And then a council member referred to either their donations to certain religious organizations or political organizations, particularly in reference to anti-LGBTQ issues. And then they used that reasoning as a way to get this bill moving. Now, this bill was filed way before that happened. So this bill was not filed because of Chick-fil-A, but they used that to gain momentum for the bill. And in fact, a similar bill was filed last session. And so there was this one, and then there was Zedler had a bill that was similar to it, the Free to Believe Act. So it did not affect our non-discrimination ordinance, but it does say that if we turn down someone any grant, contract, or agreement based on their beliefs, which is not how we do that. Usually it's based on lowest bidder, and there's a lot of state laws around that. Then they could file a claim against the city, and the Attorney General could also interfere with that. So that's why I had the bathroom bill and a half red, half green on that issue. And then these were two other bills too. This is very similar. Zedler's bill was similar to the other bills. This one would have done it. These did not pass. So SB 17 by Perry would have done the same thing at the state level. So the other one was just directed towards cities. So, which is surprising, they did it to us, but not to themselves at the end of the day. Or not surprise me. So also what didn't pass, some of these I'm familiar with better than others. I wasn't as aware of this one until I saw it here, and that's that would allow healthcare professionals to refuse all but life-saving care based on a sincerely held religious beliefs. So we're seeing this a lot, right? And they also sometimes call it the conscientious objector. That's also what they like to refer to it as.
Bree, how did they define life-saving care?
I don't know. Yeah. All but life-saving care, but yes. Yeah. I don't know that well enough to give you that answer. I probably would say they didn't have a definition for it. But that's just a guess. Yeah. So here's some other bills that did not pass where you can see this trend of them trying to create this religious conviction right and so forth, sincerely held religious belief, as opposed to non-sincerely held religious beliefs. What else didn't pass? So this was another area where we saw, this is where we did see that our non-discrimination ordinance collide, and luckily we were able to fight it off. So when they came in to preempt our earned sick leave and fair chance hiring ordinance, and we looked through it, we came to the conclusion that nope, that also affects our NDO ordinance, because it's determining, the language talked about benefits. And so at the end of the day, our NDO ordinance says you can't discriminate. The employers in the city of Austin can't discriminate on benefits provided. And they said they weren't going to do that, but then the language was in there, and they also wouldn't fix it, right? So we told them, if you know what, you can still pass this, not we want you to, but you can still have a bill that preempts us on these issues and not hit our ordinance. And they didn't want to fix it. So notice that's coming out of the Senate, right? So going back to my paranoia about bathroom bills and so forth. So when they couldn't get that moving, they then suspended the Senate rules to file these bills late, all these Senate bills. So, there's always deadlines, but if the lieutenant governor wants to help you out, you can suspend the rules. And so they broke these down into 4 different areas and still didn't fix the problem. And so we told them again, you still have not fixed this problem. We still object on both grounds. And luckily they got out of the Senate, but they didn't get out of the House committee, or they got to calendars really late is what I want to say. So these did not pass, but that's how you saw these issues ending up colliding during session. And then on the positive side, which did pass, is that Eric Johnson, who's actually now the mayor of Dallas, who also has an NDO like ours. So in this vote, we had Dallas, we had Plano, and I want to say we might have had one other city with us here. But he filed a bill that would have prohibited, been taken our NDO and applied to state. So that's basically everything. Are there any questions?